Fresh college grad Qi is making a stir-fry with shredded ginger, her own cost-cutting version of a traditional pork dish. She and her boyfriend are scraping by to rent an apartment in eastern Taiwan and start their adult lives together, a future that Qi finds difficult to be hopeful about.
我会很害怕，我就算努力了，然后也没有一个好的成就或是赚大钱，所以如果我就宣告我躺下来，就不是我的问题。
Many young people across Taiwan share Qi-Qi's concerns, as the country has some of the lowest wage levels among developed countries. The latest stats show people in Taiwan make an average of $1,880 a month, but with inflation factored in, it's more like $1,700. That's as the average mortgage rate has jumped almost 50% in the last decade, a huge gap compared to what people make. But this could change. Taiwan's about to elect a new head of state as President Tsai Ing-wen completes her maximum 2 four-year terms. With few diplomatic allies due to pressure from Beijing, which has threatened to take self-rule Taiwan by force, managing geopolitics has been a focal point of Tsai's 8 years in office, something her Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP, says has meant continued peace in the Taiwan Strait. But some analysts say the DPP may have fallen short of some voters' expectations on the home front.
People may be really fed up with the geopolitics, which is one of the major platforms that DPP has been running on in the last decade or so. People really just care about their needs at home.
The main opposition party has been quick to take aim at the DPP's record on cost of living issues in the past 8 years. The Kuomintang, or KMT candidate, New Taipei Mayor Hou Yu-ih, says if elected, he'd boost the country's young people in these 5 areas: civic life, childcare, wages, tuition fees, and housing.
所以我拿出555方案，1500万的额度可以全额贷，利息搁少给你补贴，5年后搁给你包半码。
Voters also have a third choice this election in what's long been a two-party race between the KMT and DPP. In his former role as Taipei mayor, the Taiwan People's Party's presidential pick Ko Wen-je worked to tackle property hoarding by taxing homeowners who held onto empty residences instead of renting them out. He's vying to apply the strategy nationwide.
要解决居住正义的问题啊，也要大力的盖社会住宅。 这个税制一定要改革，税制不改只是让更多的这种建商去炒房而已。
Up against these two is incumbent Vice President and DPP presidential hopeful Lai Ching-te. He and his running mate, former envoy to the U.S., Bi Kim-hsiao, will have to convince the public to give their party another shot at tackling the cost of living.
跟年轻的朋友说一些话。我知道你们可能觉得民进党不够好。 我们觉得应该要扩大政府的投资，强化各种公共服务，减轻一般民众在托育、教育、照顾和居住的负担。
All 3 parties are trying to give hope to young people like Qi and help them feel like their goals can be reached, because it may be those young voters who decide which of these candidates gets to have their dream come true when Taiwan goes to the polls on Election Day. Hsueh and Joyce Tseng for TaiwanPlus.